We hear all these facts and figures, like by the year 2050, we're going to have 100 million jobs that we need to create for the youth. How can we do that? And the solutions come in a different, in a big package. From it changing mindset, making it easier for young people to understand that some jobs, even though they are very humble, that still it's better than being unemployed. That's a difficult thing to change mindset.
There's a tremendous economic interest in Saudi Arabia by the United States, by other countries around the world. Is there a role for those corporations, or is that more complicated?
There's a level of transparency. The ministry has been working on providing rules and regulations, and definitely I see a lot of opportunity. But where exactly, I think my husband will be best in advising that. I'm not an economic expert, but I'm sure that he's going to give you the feedback on where to invest in Saudi Arabia. I believe in investing in women.
In women. And your husband has invested in women, yes. Particularly in his own companies.
Yes.
He famously has female pilots.
Yeah.
And women in Saudi are still blocked from jobs in construction, mining, refineries. Do you think these industries will be opened soon?
I hope so. I think that a lot of effort has been put into this, to push for this, by the civil society and NGOs. What we're doing at the foundation, there's a lot of women graduating from law, but they can't become lawyers until they get their license, and they can't get their license until they practice. So it's a loop that we need to fix, and it needs to be fixed in the system.
Why don't we hear from more members of the royal family like you? It's very rare.
I can speak about myself that it was definitely difficult to become in the public eye. I faced a lot of obstacles, some criticism, but I believe in what I'm doing. And unfortunately, there's this stereotype about Saudi women, and there's this image, wrong image about Saudi women. And I took it as a responsibility for myself to clarify that image and to clarify a new image of a generation, my generation, and how we speak. And we're multilingual, globalized, connected, and very intelligent. We know what's happening around the world.
Do you think that women will be able to drive in Saudi Arabia in the next year, 5 years?
It's a tough question. I think if we leave it up to society, it will still be unresolved, unless a strong decision is made by the decision makers.
Now, you mentioned your generation being young, being globalized, being educated, and it's your generation throughout the Middle East that is demanding change in Egypt and in Syria, elsewhere, successfully and unsuccessfully. Why do you think there was that spark in Tunisia, in Egypt, that has spread? What made people in your age group go out to the streets?
Impatience. We're tired of being patient. My grandmother told my mother step by step. My mother told me step by step. No way on earth I'm going to tell my daughter step by step. So we just had enough. I mean, we want things to happen. We want them to happen now. And we don't want any excuses for them not happening. No religious excuses, no cultural excuses, no economic excuses. We want them to happen. We're asking for beautiful things, for the right things. And there's no excuse not to give them to a nation.